Hello and welcome to Gamersledge Podcast. Come on in, sit down, relax. My name is Mark. I am one of your hosts. Joining me this week in our trip down the wide world of video game and its business, we have Dave.
Hey.
Yeah, not super. And, of course, Matt.
That was particularly well rehearsed.
Yeah, it wasn't. Welcome to Gamersledge Podcast, a look at what it means to be a hardcore gamer, a conversation amongst friends, and a look at the video gaming industry. E3 is upon us. It was here. It came. It went with a small mutter in the night.
Well, it's actually technically still here. So
the main show is still going on.
Yes.
But the rest of the pressers came. Yes. The important parts, the parts that people tune in across the internets to see.
I burned like 25% of my data cap watching Sony's all-day coverage, so it's not entirely true.
Oh, what do I have going on with the video here? That's not right at all.
You have a really bright light behind you.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Nope, now I fixed it. I don't know what was happening there.
What, the bright light? No, you didn't fix it. It's still there.
No, that's called the sun. I can't really get rid of that one. Not much to do there.
It did. Oh, never mind. It's like
10 p.m. What's the sun still doing?
It is not 10 p.m. here. Sorry.
It is 10 p.m. It's just you don't recognize it as such.
It's because I live in the past. No, we have tons of stuff to talk about. Before we get to... We've got... Let's see. We're going to talk about all the press conferences. We're going to talk about who the press conference winner was. Then we're going to talk about stuff that's going on. Apparently a monster is attacking. We're going to talk about the stuff that happened after the press conferences. And then we will end out with our E3 2017 official Gamersledge prediction scorecard to see who among us... This is going to be pretty abysmal because nothing happened that any of us were projecting at all. This was like the... I have to say, honestly, and I think I'm not out of line in saying this, I really think that this potentially was the worst E3 we've had in years. It was very underwhelming all the way around. No one was a standout winner except one that I can think of that I'll nominate for... presser of E3 2017, but it was a pretty conservative. That's the way I would probably start that conversation, as saying that it was conservative. Do you agree? Disagree? Dave, you didn't even watch any of them, right? So
I not live. I went back and watched a bunch of stuff, and yeah, it's like it's like a lot of people weren't trying this year. Like it seemed like. Yeah, it was really weird. There was a lot of. I'm trying to think of it. A lot of it's just kind of by the numbers. Like there wasn't like a lot of surprises. It's like, I don't know if that just is because of it's so hard to keep everything under wraps and there's no surprises anymore or what. But it seems like a lot of people weren't really trying.
Matt, what did you think?
Actually, I'm trying to figure out. Some of it's just not explainable, like the PC conference. I have no idea what was going on there. Besides, they have got to find somebody new to run that thing. But like Sony's conference, I look at that one and I can only imagine that was designed directly as feedback to the vocal segments of our community that said, don't just show us games. All we want to see is games. Just show us games, and don't show us anything that's not coming out in more than 12 months. We don't want to see anything that's any further out than 12 months. And since for the last 2 years they've been showing stuff that's coming out over the next 5, they've already shown us everything that's coming out in the next 12 months. So they didn't have anything left to reveal. Or they're saving it for PSX. That's my other thought on the Sony one. EA is just, I don't know. I have no explanation for that one.
Well,
But,
we'll
yeah,
wait on the breakdown of each one. But
The breakdown.
overall,
it was very conservative. I won't say it was the worst. I seem to remember like 4 years ago was pretty rough. Whatever the last one where Sony did like 2 hours of numbers and demographic pie charts.
Yeah, but even that was like they were at least forward looking in a way, and they. Are you talking about the one where they brought out and talked about powers for 27 minutes?
That may be the same one.
I think that's the one you're referring to.
I think that's the same one. Yeah.
Even that, they at least announced a few things that got us excited about the platform. And granted, I'm not saying there wasn't anything to be excited about, but like the size of the pile of excited was much smaller this year. It seemed to me.
It was definitely, there was not as much new stuff revealed at E3 with the exception of 1 or 1.5 conferences. It was a lot of stuff we already knew, claiming exclusives that aren't. It was like you said, it was very conservative. I think a lot of that was based on community reaction. Whether that's the majority of the community or not, I can't say because I don't know. But I think there was definitely an attempt to react to community feedback of the last couple of years. And I think they just overshot. The pendulum swung too far that way.
Well, before we jump any further into this discussion, it has been a busy week. I know that I was actually very sad that I did not take Tuesday just to sleep straight because the press conferences are kind of grueling at times. But let's go around the room and talk about what we have played, what we haven't, or what we've been watching, what we've been playing. And then we'll take that from there and move into the E3 discussion. So, Matt, let's start with you.
Okay. I've watched more recently than I've played, so I'll hit that list first. Dark Matter Season 3 just started up. So that started up. That's didn't really miss a beat there. Kept right on going. If you like Dark Matter Season 1 and 2, you'll like what they've done with Season 3 so far, I think. The second half of Shadowhunters season has started back up. I like watching that one with Mitchell because he's read the books. So to listen to him go, what? What's they did? What? is entertaining to me. Plus, I get to kind of learn stuff from the source material without actually having to take the time to read 8 books worth of source material. Let's see, what else?
I think they lost me at book 6 or 7.
Yeah, there may not actually be 8. That was a guess. It's somewhere between 6 and 8 for the original part of the series. Let's see, what else? Shoot, I had another one in my head and it just disappeared. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Doctor Who. Dave, are you caught up on Doctor Who? Or are you? So yeah, it's there was a couple of episodes in there that were not quite up to the rest of the season standard. One in particular fell really, really, really flat. But overall, it's a heck of a send-off season. I think I'm really intrigued to see where they're going with how they're going to end it. I know Orphan Black started up. That's a show I never got into. It's its final season of Orphan Black.
Is it the final season?
Yep, final season.
Yeah, because
the final ride, as they're calling it. But yeah.
I actually did manage to fall down that rabbit hole for a while. I think we made it 3 seasons in, if I'm not mistaken.
I think this is 5, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So
it's a very interesting show. I'm not saying I loved it, but it's interesting. My wife thought it was interesting, and the main actress that they hired should get 5 paychecks. That's
okay, yeah, she's playing so many different characters.
I'm just saying, she should get 5 paychecks.
Yeah. And then in the playing realm, I think.
What's going on back there?
They're playing Smash Brothers out in the living room, and they're it's a very enthusiastic affair whenever the Smash Brothers gets broken out, shall we say. I think the only things I've played since the last time we've talked are Rock Band, which we maintained our platinum. So we got the platinum shirt.
We had no extra help from me.
Yeah,
you got help from me. You just didn't get the extra help. Sorry. I
didn't get this week's help. I was worried because we were lagging way behind until like the very last minute.
But now you don't have to worry. But we don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, we don't have to worry about that anymore. So season 1 starts tomorrow, like 16 hours from now. So seasons, now that we have seasons, there is no demotion. You can only get promoted. The rewards you get are bigger if you get promoted earlier in the season than later. Their seasons are 8 weeks. Whatever you're at for the end of the season, you get your reward for getting to that level by the end of the season. And then everybody's reset back to bronze and you start all over again. But it's still the weekly themes like it was before. So the content that you're playing for the rivals will rotate every week. And they've already got the new UI up. There's no red on the bar anymore. So it's already, the new UI is up. Everything's good to go. The shirts, they didn't say this, but it did unlock the shirt for the tier you were at and all the lower ones. So we have the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum shirts. The up or 2 ranges. There were only 11 people in 11 teams in Bloodstone and like 20 and whatever the one in between Platinum and Bloodstone is. So not very many people got those shirts at all. Those are pretty rare. So if you see somebody wearing one of those, they put in their time. And then what's it called? Spy Chameleon was one of the free plus games for this month. Mm-hmm. My daughter apparently knows a game that's exactly like it on mobile. It's not the same literal game, but you play with a mouse instead of a chameleon. But yeah, I just finished the first set of missions on that and worked into the second one. It's one of those where I've got half an hour to do something and I don't want to start a show and I don't want to read anything, and okay, I'll throw this in and I can play a couple of rounds of this, make the star of the goals, and then shut it down and move on. And then still playing Adventure Capitalist. I'm going to get all those trophies. For the love of God, I am going to get all those trophies. There's no platinum involved here. This is just a pride thing at this point. It's going to take me the rest of the PlayStation 4's life to finish this stupid thing, but I'm going to do it without paying any money. 4? What?
The Police Station 4? I swear you said Police Station.
Police Station?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I said PlayStation, kind of funny. Yeah.
Oh, right. Dave wants to talk now. I muted him because he was chomping in the thing, so you can't hear him. All right, try now, Dave.
Chomping at the thing. What?
You had something. Bag
so I muted you because you didn't mute yourself. So I forgot you were on mute till you tried to say something till just now. Mr. J says, "What game has shirts?" The answer is Rock Band.
Yeah, the shirts was the Rock Band 4 Rivals, more specifically. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't played any Horizon. Mitchell started Horizon now. He's actually further than I am in the story already, and he's only been playing for like a week. So no Horizon. I don't think I played any Witcher this week. It's just been too much time trying to get the dang Rock Band score up when I had time to play.
So you're saying you've been bewitched by Rock Band?
Like you said, the game is needy. I believe that was Dave. Dave was the original quote on that. The game got incredibly needy this week. But that's a little bit different now because you can't go down. You can only go up. And I don't really care how quickly we go up as long as, I'm sure there'll be weeks we don't play at all, which will be fine. But
I'm just leaving that whole conversation alone.
Dirty old man you are.
Mm-hmm. Dave, how about you?
Let's see. What have we been doing? Caught up on some TV. I'm all caught up on American Gods. I can't believe that that season's already ending next week.
God, no! I must be like, I must be 5 episodes behind. I must be.
It's only 7 episodes this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't realize it was so short.
Yeah, I think we've watched 3, so I'm 4 episodes behind then.
Yeah, and then I just saw, like, next week's season finale. I'm like, whoa, you just started. So, a little upset about
another
that.
season in like a month. 1 month still, season 2.
Yeah.
No.
The cool thing is they definitely didn't try and shoehorn the whole book into 7 episodes. So that's good. There's still ways to go. But loving that show. Love all the actors they got playing everybody. There's some really good casting in that. Also caught up on Better Call Saul, which is like the other best show on TV right now. It's just really solid all the way around.
Since Breaking Bad and maybe The Wire.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it definitely is a. If you like Breaking Bad, you're gonna love the show. Like it's very. It's cool because it's like it goes back, so it fills in like a lot of stuff at the same time. So it brings back some characters that you love from the other series. But it just goes into a whole bunch of different directions. It's all just really good stuff. Same as Breaking Bad. Doctor Who, caught up on that. Mike Tyson Mysteries, caught up on that.
What? Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Archer, caught up on that.
So I've heard this season kind of sucks.
Yeah, something. I loved the premise of it, where like Archer was having like some kind of like coma dream, and it went on like like a noir kind of, detective kind of show. But I don't think it was kind of flat compared to a lot of the other seasons. A lot of the regular stuff. So I think it was kind of a missed opportunity overall.
So we didn't hit on this too hard when I mentioned it, but so you are caught up on Doctor Who.
Yes.
And I know you've only been watching Doctor Who for the last couple seasons? Just pre-Capaldi? You've only seen Smith and Capaldi, right? You haven't watched the back stuff, have you?
Well, I mean, how far back? I mean, no.
Like Tenet or Eccleston.
All the new stuff I'm on.
You've caught up on all the new stuff. Okay. So
I started with what's his face? Who was the first new?
Eccleston.
Eccleston, yeah.
So what are you thinking of this season?
Overall, really good. I'm at the point where I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna miss the guy.
Yeah.
Like he really.
I'm not gonna miss Stephen Moffat because that guy cannot write a story arc to save his life. But at least not a Doctor Who story arc. Apparently, he can do it just fine for Sherlock.
He can do it for Sherlock, which I will
but not
talk
Doctor
about.
Who. So
maybe he's just tired. I mean, he's been doing the Doctor Who stuff for a long time, so maybe he's just out of ideas, and it's just like, well, they keep paying me.
Yeah, but this year is the same thing that we had when Moffat took over. We'll have a new doctor, a new showrunner, basically almost all new staff all the way around. So,
is there any do they have any idea who they're getting?
As far as there's been no casting announcement, and there haven't even been any leaks that I've seen. But
didn't they announce the showrunner? I thought they did that a while back.
Showrunner, yeah, the showrunner is the guy. I was there. I thought that he meant the actor. Showrunner is the guy who did Broadchurch.
That's right.
Can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Because that was so successful.
Broadchurch it's going into its 3rd season.
Yeah, but
the American version of Grace Point did not do well.
No, it did not, and it was not. And they made him really unlikable, like really unlikable.
He's more unlikable in the British version.
I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of the British version, and he didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm immune to him.
His full Scottish accent.
It was
just
super
by itself
hard.
Makes him pretty unlikable.
Right. It is pretty impervious for me to figure out what the hell he was even saying. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a subtitle show. It's like what? Sorry, Dave. We co-opted your section. Continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, it's totally fine. Let's see. So I guess we can go on the games. Zelda, still playing a bunch of that. I haven't really started with the end game because now I'm just kind of like, putzing around, trying to do all kinds of like other stuff, like upgrade my armor and like, find all kinds of different things.
So have you done all the shrines and all the dungeons, or?
I'm working on that. So all the divine beasts are down, but then we also, I think I'm up to like 88 or 89 shrines.
So I have to now ask this. It is required of me because as soon as I saw this, I knew you were done for. Your initial impressions on Legend of Zelda gear being in Skyrim for the Switch. You can take your Zelda amiibos and use them for the Switch and get Zelda armor and the Master Sword and all that stuff to use in Skyrim.
Uh-oh.
Daddy's got a new game.
Fusro down my money.
Yeah, Skyrim's one of those ones that I was seriously going to try to avoid.
Now that you can get the Master Sword, a Hylian shield, and the green tunic, you're done.
Yeah, it even like puts it in the chest on the ground with the the
that could be a problem.
Yeah.
So has anybody figured out what any of the DLC? One of them's coming out at the end of in 15 days. Does any of us have any idea what either of these things are doing yet? Because I watched those sections and I still don't know what either of them does except gives you some gear. And I know it does more than that.
The Champions one has like a new story section where I think you can get the champions to help you, from what he was saying, if I understood that correctly.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, though. So
I'm guessing it's got to be in new areas, like you going to the champions' homelands or something. I don't know.
Well, Dave, you know what's going on with the champions. I know what's going on with the champions because I've seen the kid.
I don't, because I don't freaking have a Switch, and I'm never going to get one at this point because reasons, Nintendo.
Which leads me to believe this has to be... How do I say this without spoiling? Different temporally.
Yeah, maybe it's like, The
champions are alive. This has to be 100 years ago, right?
Wow, you went there.
Yeah.
But I just figure it's probably like just some like side story kind of stuff. I think the next one has like all the first DLC that's coming out. I'm guessing, I'm not sure if they're going to make this available to other people where you have to buy the DLC, but there's going to be those upgrades like to the map where it shows you everywhere you've gone.
That's all part of the DLC as near as I can tell, so you got the $20 pack.
So there's like cool stuff that's coming along with that. Then like you can stop, Mark. We're talking about the stuff that they show. And so then they have the I believe it's supposed to be like some new there's like some harder dungeons and everything like that. Like, there's just like, some additional stuff.
Right. There's hard mode, but that's part of the second pack, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, whatever. You got to buy the whole. You got to buy the whole season pass to get it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So we'll see when that comes out. But yeah, so I'm just kind of just having fun, just like dorking around with it, just kind of like upgrade armor, find the rest of the shrines. I don't understand the Korok seeds thing. I mean, if there's like 999 of them in the game, you should just be tripping over them every 10 steps. And I have only like a little over 100.
Yeah, that I think Mitchell finished it with like 40.
Yeah. That's man, that must have been tough because I mean, I used a lot just like getting like more weapon slots. But I'm also like a weapon hoarder, which is stupid.
I mean, Mitchell is bull in the china shop. If there's a shortest path, he will make it shorter.
Nice. So you can make a beeline for the castle right away if you want.
Yeah, he didn't make it that short.
Yeah.
although he was a little disappointed with the ending, the way he did it, but
yeah, but that's so still playing a bunch of that. I played I had some Wipeout on the PS4. And then there was something else I was playing.
So those are all remakes. Do they look remakey or do they look native?
What, the
Wipeouts?
The Wipeout? Oh yeah, it's native. It looks great. Yeah, it's completely, if you weren't paying attention, you would just think it was a, yeah. I mean, it looks and sounds fantastic. It is Wipeout through and through. So that's good stuff. And Lego Batman movie just came out on Blu-ray, so I picked that up. And I think that's it. That's the major stuff.
You know what I found out in the last couple of weeks?
What's that?
What did you find out in the last couple of
I
weeks?
somehow managed to miss picking up the home release of Civil War.
The home release of Civil War of what? Civil War...
Marvel. It's Captain America Civil War.
Wow, how'd you do that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was going through all the movies, and I'm like, where's Civil War?
Where's our Civil War? We never bought it.
Where's the copy of Civil War? I'm like, holy crap, I never bought it. I think I was pissed because I didn't get in time to do a pre-order to get the steel case. So I was just going to pick it up the next time I was in Best Buy, and I never did.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got to do that because I got to have first appearance of Spider-Man.
How's it going, Best West? We are doing our E3 wrap-up right now. Before we do that, we're going around the room talking about what we've been doing last week. Were you done, Dave? I didn't mean to cut you out there.
No, yeah, sure. Just come out. It's fine.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see. This week we caught up a little bit on Handmaid's Tale. I actually read the book that this is based off of way back in the day, and from my recollection, they're done. Like, the end of season 1 is the entire book. So I do not know.
Isn't there more than one book to that though? I thought it was a series.
I don't think so. I thought it was just a standalone short story. Because I seem to even recall at the end of the book, they jump forward in the future as if they were telling a documentary of this, like a recreation or something of that time to illustrate the differences. So I don't know where they're going, but so far it's still really engaging. So I'm looking forward to that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine actually finished on a dramatic note for a change. Like, it almost became an actual cop drama procedural, sort of. But it's still very interesting what they're doing with that show. I went down the rabbit hole, and for the last week and a half, I've been mainlining Robot Chicken again. So that's been kind of time kind of well spent time. And then Sherlock season 3. So I had watched through Sherlock season 2, which I really liked that show, and I wanted to see if they'd put the new ones up, and they have. They've got season 3 and 4, and I actually think it's this, Matt. I think that Moffat is great at crafting small tales, small intricate tales. Sherlock is 4 episodes, no problem. Even at an hour and a half, no problem for him. But when you give him an entire season, an actual real season of something, I don't think he can do it. I think that he's got to step away. Other people have to come in and write it for a while, and he comes back and does certain signposts throughout the season, like certain tentpole things that happen throughout the season for the entire arc, but all the day-to-day stuff is inside for somebody else.
Yeah, but see, to me, Davies was just masterful with his building of a seasonal arc. I mean,
agreed.
Almost every episode of the season tied into the finale somehow. Whereas Moffat's, it's like big thread thing, nothing, end big thread thing.
Yeah, and I think that I think that has been exacerbated more and more as time has gone on. I 100% agree with you, and so I'm interested to see somebody else take a crack at it. That I did not like this Doctor coming in at all, and I actually softened on him quite a bit by the end of last season.
Aww.
I was fine with him. I liked him. I don't love him, but I like him, and so I'm looking forward to watching this season because I know now the thing that was holding the show back, in my opinion, is gone, and I'm interested to see how the dynamic works with a new character, i.e. Bill, because Clara's dead forever. She's never coming back because the companions never come back. Other than Rose.
Not entirely true, but
other than Rose, which we'll never get rid of Rose. But anyways, yeah. So yes, seasons are very large. Best West, I agree, and that can make all the difference in writing in a world.
Well, they're British seasons, so we're only talking 10 to 13 episodes. Not that big.
Let's see. Well, we're catching up on Flash now that it's finally on Netflix. I've made it to the crossover episodes, this is going to be weird because we haven't caught up on any of the other ones yet. So we haven't caught up on Supergirl and we haven't caught up on Legends of Tomorrow. I don't normally watch Arrow anyways because I don't like Arrow Man as Batman.
Arrow Man.
That show was not getting better, by the way.
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't watched this season yet, so yeah.
Don't.
I have to tell you.
Leave it on as background, and it was just boring.
I have to tell you, there's two things. Number one, Injustice 2 just came out, and we got to see. It's not Ollie from Earth 1 or Earth Prime, whatever.
Earth 616.
No, you trolling. No, yeah, it's not him, but it's enough. I mean, it's just like him, and so it's the first time that we've seen Jolly Ollie represented in something since the last Injustice, and it just feels so good to see him joking around, screwing around, but still being heroic like he should be.
There was animated stuff that was really good. Yeah,
okay, but Arrow is a constant sore reminder to me. I hate that show. Anyways,
you have a Rockstar announcement to make. Look at your feed.
I'm not seeing it. Was it Best West?
No. 999 or I won't want to say the words out loud, but it's not the nicest user handle.
Okay. But yeah, I'm not getting my notifications for some reason while I'm streaming. I don't know why. What? Okay. Well, I999, you are a rock star. Thanks for subscribing. So yeah, been finishing. So we're in that, and we'll probably watch that one episode of Arrow. The second thing that I wanted to bring up about Arrow before we moved on is I don't know if you ever knew this and just didn't mention it to me, but I did not know that John Diggle's actual name is John Diggle Stewart.
I probably knew that at some point, but I didn't recall. I didn't know that when you said it. So, no, yeah.
I don't like that at all.
I actually have no problems with that actor / character being an eventual Green Lantern if that's the way they run with it. That could open some interesting things. You guys are both caught up on Flash, right?
Yeah.
No.
You're not caught up on Flash.
Through last season, I haven't watched any of this season. Or I think I watched the first couple episodes of this season.
Okay. All I'm going to say, Dave, is the building that they used for the crossover event, I about did a backflip.
You're going to have to refresh my memory on that.
I'll tell you later. You should go back. It's very identifiable. Let's just put it that way. Oh, he took his headsets off. It's the freaking Hall of Justice, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
I squeed a little in my pants. That's all.
That was a fun little touch.
Yeah, that was super fun. Because my wife was so confused. She's like, "Why are you squeeing?" And I'm like, too long to explain. I'll explain it on a commercial break.
Why do you keep saying meanwhile?
Yes, exactly.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I'll be watching that one crossover episode of Arrow tonight. and then we'll watch the other ones, I guess. Even though we're not anywhere caught up on those yet, and we'll just watch them out of order. Why not? It's crossover event, and then finish out Flash. Playing stuff. Marvel Heroes. We've got a new quick start player's guide up on the site. Just head over to Gamersledge.com. It's one of the first things that pop up on the page. Make sure you check that out if you're thinking about playing Marvel Heroes on either the PS4 or the Xbox One. Xbox Ones will launch on the 30th. I believe, of this month. It is free to play. You can spend money, and you can spend a lot of money. So we've put together a guide of probably the wisest ways to spend your money, the best characters we'd recommend that you start playing with, simply because there's a lot to choose from, and it's brand new to consoles and different from the PC version. So I am pretty far into that game, a lot of it. And then, Mr. J Nice wants to know: are you guys checking out Blood Drive tonight on Sci-Fi? Which I have to say that the stuff looks kind of good.
I don't do Grindhouse stuff normally, so I probably won't. Just like I don't watch Sorknado, which isn't Grindhouse, but it's about the same quality.
Hey, Matt, can you either lean forward or push your camera down?
Oh, man.
Well, if you lean forward, then no problem. Thanks. Perfect. Because you were doing the whole
Wilson thing?
Yeah, pretty much. That's not the one. I was going for the older reference, but yeah.
Oh,
sure,
Kilroy?
Kilroy, yeah, that's it.
Kilroy, that's it.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember when you were saying it.
So, yeah. So, anyways, been playing that, a ton of that. I played the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Story demo, which Matt forgot to mention that he did too. That was interesting, but not necessarily in a good way.
No. Basically, you could just combo square through the whole thing.
Yeah, they actually made it so that they had auto assist for combos turned on, removing any skill for the game required.
Sweet, I'm in.
Yeah, there was no there were no complicated moves, I guess is the best way to say that. Like, I don't even think there's oh my god, my brain I'm having a stroke. Ryu and Ken's upward punch.
Dragon Punch?
Dragon Punch, yeah. Sure.
Shoryuken,
thank you. Oh man. So yeah, there wasn't even a movement like that. It was only fireballs, and then you could just press 2 buttons to initiate a super move. So it was pretty easy. Every character looks like they've... Let's just say it how it is. Every character looks like John Cena. Even Mega Man looks like John Cena. Which is, if you like Wall of Beef with no neck, then sure, this game's definitely for you.
It's Resident Evil 5 Chris for sure. Dude, that guy.
It's
wow.
Also Resident Evil 5 Captain America. My God, I don't understand how he turns his head. Literally.
I think that's a reference back to
did Liefeld do all
that? Liefeld's from Heroes Reborn. It's basically that Captain America.
Well, no, the rest of them are proportionately correct. So maybe they just had Liefeld do all the chests, so that they're like a slab of beef. I don't know. Is a little weird, but okay, sure. Even Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel was not defined. Captain Marvel was frickin' ripped. Like, I was afraid to look at her before she powered up. And when she powered up, she got all, like, butch and like, mohawky and cosmic power. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm gonna put the quinoa down. Alright, or quinoa down. Let's see. So... that was interesting. I don't see good success for that game. I'm sorry. I think that's
unless the verses in the tournament scene can explode for it. If that's a lot better than what we saw for story mode.
It seems slow. That's the best way I can say it. seems very slow, which makes me think that.
And everybody will just play Rocket because all you have to do is punch people in the knees until they die.
Pretty much. And I will say, as a demo showcasing the various fighters in the story is paper thin. And then
the script is horrendous.
The script is horrible. And then, like, they give you, I think, 8 fighting sequences, and it's teams of characters, so 2 characters that you can swap in or out. And I believe 4 times that you control a character, Thor is a playable character. So that tells me that the roster is, like, super thin. And, of course, you didn't get to control Thanos or Ultron or anyone good. I did like hearing Cap shield charge. Stars and gutters. Thumbs up, soldier. That was good. That was a throwback for me, but that was about it.
Yeah, I just want to break out the old games now.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Clash Royale, but the other new game that I picked up this week that has its hooks into me really, really badly is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And this is when it makes me wish that you guys played online games and had PCs. This is the 100% antithesis of both of you. It is an online, multiplayer-only PvP game, which I don't even normally like. But this game is so much ridiculous fun. The premise of it is that you are there's 100 people in the game. You're all in an airplane that is traveling over a ginormous map, and you get to
sounds
choose.
Like math is involved.
No math whatsoever.
Okay.
You get to choose where over the map you jump out. Everyone starts with nothing, and wherever you land, it's usually you're aiming for a house or a compound or something. You have to find armor, weapons, gear, and survivability stuff. Once you have that, the map at certain frequencies begins to restrict. So it'll say, you must be in this play area of the map, and it gives you a circle on the map. And if you're not in that, you have I want to say at the beginning you have 5 minutes to get to the circle. And after those 5 minutes, there is another circle that's bigger that starts shrinking towards the one it gives you. It's like a blue force field kind of wall. And if you get caught on the other side of it, you're continually taking damage until you die or make it to the white circle. And so the play area keeps getting smaller and smaller till at the end of the game, there's only one person left standing. So it's a battle royale type of thing. And I will say that I have actually gotten really good at it really quickly because, as Matt knows, I am a camping biatch. And I will find stuff and then go find I'll run to the circle wherever I think the very center of the circle is going to be and then just camp. And so I've made it to number 7 and number 5, but I have yet to win the game. When you win the game, you literally get a chicken dinner. It says winner, winner, chicken dinner when you win the game. So
nice.
There's a whole nomenclature where people are like, let's go collect dinners and do this and that on the boards and forums and stuff. It's kind of funny. So anyways, the game is beautiful. It's still in alpha, or still in early access, if you will. So you can't jump over fences. There are small things that they are addressing that they actually addressed at the PC conference, which is kind of funny. That you'll be able to climb over things now, and everybody's like, "Yeah!" And I'm like, "Okay, that might be a little bit too much about ado about it." But the game is super fun, and it's only $30. So if you have a PC and that sounds anywhere interesting to you,
you just said it was pre-alpha.
No, it's early access. It's in alpha right now.
And it's $30.
$30 early access on Steam.
That's hilarious.
And I think they've sold 3 million copies.
That's awesome.
It's that much fun, and it has integrated Twitch streaming, so there's a lot of stuff going on there. And
it is supposed to be final before the end of the year. So
Yeah.
Huh.
And that was one of the ones that at Microsoft they said it was an exclusive to the Xbox, but in fact it was a timed exclusive for the launch of the Xbox One X, and then it will be coming to PlayStation 4 as well. So I'm actually super excited about that.
It's complete. I understand it's completely hypocritical. My opinion on that, where it's just like alpha. Wait, you're paying for an alpha, status game. That's just wrong. But yet, I have no problem paying Kickstarter for Toe Jam and Earl.
Well, see, I think this is actually better than Kickstarter's version because I have something to play, and I can give feedback to the developers on. And when it launches in full, I've already got my game. So it's not like... I think Kickstarter's the worst model because you're actually giving them money and there's no deliverable back at all.
It's not true. At the end, you get a complete game.
At the end. But with early access... if it even finishes and they don't take your money. But
that's why I only access, do that are guaranteed.
With early access, you get the game right then and there. So I don't.
So you're paying them to be QA for free.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, QA, that's usually a job you can make at least $50,000 doing for a low end QA.
I don't think so. $11 an hour.
Oh wow, that's QA in that industry.
That's QA, buddy. $11 an hour.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not QA in spaces I'm used to.
Well, right, no, it's not QA for enterprise software for video games. God bless QA people. Keep at it. But yeah, that's That's pretty much where I'm at. That's what I've been playing, and I'm actually looking to join a clan or something. I was trying to get John to agree to. You know what? I might talk to Justin, see if he's interested in playing it, because he's got a PC capable of it as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I could see how it would be a little bit easier with some other people to watch your back, because. I will say I had an absolutely hilarious exchange, which is up on the site, on the stream on our Twitch channel. I am not the best first-person shooter player. I will freely admit that up front. And when you start, you have nothing. So it's just bare fisticuffs, pretty much. And I walked into a house, and I looked down on the ground, and there was a gun there. And I went to go pick it up, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody rush me with a frying pan, because that's the thing in the game. It's actually a hilarious thing, because it saved people's lives when you have it equipped on your person. People can go to shoot you, and they'll shoot the frying pan instead, which is hilarious. But anyways, this guy had a frying pan, and he rushed me as I was going to pick up the gun. And he hit me in the head, but then I punched him, and he backed off, and I backed off, and he had to be like Mr. No Depth Perception, because he kept swinging at me with the firing pan, and I just like step back, punch, step back, punch. Anyways, he hit me once more with the frying pan, but that was not enough. I killed him with my bare hands, and then picked up the gun and unloaded the entire clip into him, in case he was still watching, because it was funny. And I took his frying pan. So yeah.
And then you got mauled because everyone ran to the sound of gunshot and murdered you.
No, because it was
real quick, best frying pan hit ever in a movie.
For Tangled.
Not bad, but nah. Gross Point Blank. Yeah, that was a good frying pan hit.
Not bad.
But yeah.
Sorry.
So I no, it's okay. That game is really crazy with emergent gameplay. Like, you never know what's going to happen. And you don't... The most frustrating part, which I do hope they fix, is you never get to see your killer. Like, you never get to see where they killed you from, or from how far away, or anything. Your head explodes because somebody shot it, and you crumple to the ground, and you look at your dead body, and that's it. So that's a little frustrating for me. The rest of the game... No frustrations whatsoever. I mean, it's pretty interesting. And if you haven't seen it, check out our Twitch stream, and you can check it out there. So, how about them E3s, Matt?
They're happening. There's been parts, and some are done, and I don't know. What happens on the third day of E3? That's just like slop day, right? Everybody's giving out all their stuff. Nobody cares anymore, and they just want to go home, right?
Right. That's pretty much what's happening today.
Tomorrow.
Well, it starts today. It starts today, though. They start giving out all their slop today.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to see if opening it to the public makes it longer. I don't think it will, but I don't know for sure. What?
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything on the impact of having it open to the public yet.
Oh, Justin says... What? Oh, is anyone excited for paid mods in Skyrim again? Yeah, we'll get to that. Also, Mark, I have all level 20 except level 14 Red Hood. Oh, that's Injustice. He's considered Battlegrounds, but he'd be afraid he'd be too engrossed in it. It's a realistic survival game like DayZ or Arma. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well,
so
it started as an Arma mod, right? I mean,
it did. Yeah, pretty much. And then he rolled it off. Yeah. It's all one guy. One guy pretty much created this whole thing, and now that he's got a company around it, and they're a ton of rabid fans. It's pretty interesting. So E3. Let's jump into this because we got a ton of ground to cover. I was actually not looking forward to this podcast. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's pretty quick. We were wrong about everything. All of the shows were subpar, and I missed my opportunity to get a free Pyre code. That's E3.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much in a nutshell. Do we want to go through... Yeah, let's go through each show. We started with EA on Saturday. EA showed us Madden Story Mode, FIFA 18, A Way Out, which was one of the surprises announcements of the show that actually looked fairly interesting. It is, again, something that neither of you will ever play, probably. It is a mandatory co-op game. Does not have to be online. It can be local, but it's about two guys escaping from a prison. And the story looks like it is told interestingly in kind of vignettes that happen simultaneously. One guy sees this and is dealing with this, while another guy sees this and is dealing with this. And so somebody watching as a neutral party might be able to watch the whole story, but each person is only going to get to see one half of the story as they go for the majority of it, which is kind of interesting. Anthem, which... Matt, I hope you find a way to change your mind about this one, because I think this one's going to be hella fun. Anthem is EA's Destiny, but with mechs, and it looks really good. Dave, I know you just rolled your eyes back into your skull and opened your mouth as if you were Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail dying there for a second. Did you watch the stuff on Anthem?
Yeah, but it's just like I won't do it. It's just basically what it boils down to. Like I know me at this point. I'm never gonna buy one of those games again because I did it with Destiny where I bought it and I started playing it and I was just like, I am bored off my skull, and it's just they don't keep me in. You know, I'm just over it.
This one looks like it would keep me. Yeah, turn your mic around. You've been rubbing the whole podcast.
You're sandpapering.
What's going on here? How's that?
Better.
There you go.
There you go. NBA Live 18. They did talk about something they did that I thought was very interesting, and that was charity via in-game challenges. So EA said if, for every time that this in-game challenge is met, will give X amount of money to a charity. I thought that was a pretty clever engagement tool for the communities. And then they showed us Battlefront 2 that will have split screen co-op, free DLC for everything, and multiplayer.
That one's looking pretty sweet.
I was very disappointed that you're going to end up playing a damn droid.
For
almost all the multiplayer options. You can get I guess you can, I don't know. I know you can pick. I don't
think that's true. It's across the entire saga, so droids would only be prequel saga.
Well,
they showed a lot of
that's
droids.
What they showed.
When they showed it. They showed droids, but it's across all three eras. So you're gonna be stormtroopers, clone troopers, first.
You're not making troopers. It better. See, that's my point. It's like
battle droid.
Yeah, I'd rather. I don't know. We'll see.
What do you want? You want a Star Trek security officer? I mean, what are you expecting here?
Sure. I mean, I just want the choice to be human, man. I don't want to be a clone trooper.
Stormtroopers are human.
No, they're not. They're stupid clones that can't hit a barn.
Clone troopers are clones. Stormtroopers are almost exclusively human, and until Disney bought it, almost exclusively male.
Yeah, you're not helping me here. I don't want to be. I get it. Well, I get.
I don't know what you want. What do you want?
What I want is I want to be able to play I want to be able to play a rebel person, or
you can.
Can you? I only saw Imperial side the whole time they showed anyone.
Well, the single player story is Imperial.
Yeah,
you follow
understood.
an Imperial on the single player. But the multiplayer's got Jedi, Sith, Rogue Jedi, Rebels, First Order, Clone, Gungans.
Yay!
I'm not helping with that one, I know, but I'm listing off the factions I know of that are in the game. Those are the ones I know of in the game. I
never saw anyone, because anytime I saw anyone play the humans, even if they were commanders, it was Imperial commanders, and I was like, well, I don't like playing bad guys. I mean, you get the random draw. You may have to if somebody else. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I want more information.
They probably, we need to see a few more gameplay sessions or something. But from what I understand, it's the same as Battlefront was. You alternate. You're good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys. So I understand that we haven't seen it, but it has been in the textual descriptions of the game that's all in there. So I think you're okay, but we'll do some more research.
I require that a pro gets good with a Gungan so that he can be at the top of the leaderboards with a Gungan, just because. Screw you guys. Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a troll alive that's willing to do that.
If I were good enough, I totally would.
And even if I played with you, Matt, you'd be on mute the whole time.
Yeah, if I'm ever playing with Mark, I will have to play as a Gungan and hit the Misa button all the time.
Yeah, I hope to God there is friendly fire. That's all I can say. So yeah, EA did not score well with us at the time that we actually, I was the only one that made it through the entire press conference because it was like 3 hours long.
Oh.
You say that. They actually did something very interesting. The stage show was only about an hour long. But then what they did is they did 30-minute deep dives into each of the games that they highlighted during the stage show. So from there, we went directly into... I think... Wait, why do I not see Need for Speed on this list? Oh, yeah, there it is. Need for Speed. Yeah, I skipped over that. Sorry. Need for Speed. for Speed. They did 30 minutes on Need for Speed and all the different things that they were bringing to the franchise after listening to player feedback on the last one. Then they did 30 minutes on Madden Story Mode, and they talked with the actors and the producer of the game. Then they did 30 minutes on, I want to say it was FIFA at that point, and then they did another 30 minutes on. Anyways, it ended up being like a total of like 2.5, 3 hours. But it was interesting the way they did it. I gave them points at the time for trying something different. But overall, they were actually, even though it was heavy sports, they were actually a decent showing. I'd say they probably got like a 7 from me at that point. So that was EA. Then we had Xbox, the Microsoft conference, where they unveiled the Xbox One X.
The Ox. I'm still going to call it the Ox.
Yeah, well, you call it the Ox. A couple Xbox players I know are calling it the X's. And then
when you write it out, it looks like somebody's bad handle on Xbox Live.
It does, and I'm just calling it Xbonks because that's what it is. The X bone with an X at the end. Xbonks. Worst name for a thing ever. They went off about how this is the smallest Xbox in history ever made, and it's just barely smaller. I mean, it is like height wise, it's probably half the size, but it's just barely smaller from the physical footprint than the previous one. It almost looks like a server, like a rack mounted server, which I wonder how much of that is on purpose. But anyways, they showed us.
I present the Hooli box.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when I looked at it. They presented Forza Motorsport 7 coming out September 3rd. They revealed a Porsche on stage. They did not lower it from the ceiling this time, at least. They just showed it, and that was kind of cool. The interesting thing was they actually premiered the car at the Microsoft conference. If you're a car nerd, that was actually a pretty big deal for it to be revealed at a gaming conference and not a car show. But,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's exclusively in the game. They said they were going to show 22 console exclusive titles. The real number by the end of the show was, I believe, 8 actual exclusive titles. The rest were timed exclusives. They showed us Metro Exodus, which still looks really slow, but more colorful now because it's outside. So there is that. They took a deep dive into Assassin's Creed Origin, which is coming out October 27th. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Deep Rock Galactic, which looked like Minecraft with dwarves. State of Decay 2. This, for me, was one of the top games at Microsoft Conference. It looks like what I'd want The Walking Dead to be if it was an actual mature video game. It's kind of like they took the survival aspect of the Telltale games and mixed it with the base building from Fallout in a real way. And then you go do excursions to find other people and gather resources. So it looks pretty interesting. So State of Decay 2 coming spring 2018. The Darwin Project looked like another kind of the same thing as PlayerUnknown's Battleground. It looked like a Battle Royale kind of game, but it has Mixer integration. They super pushed Mixer the entire conference. Mixer is Microsoft's alternative to Twitch. Yet they were streaming on Twitch, so go figure. And they were saying that no one could get into the Mixer stuff, so go figure. But anyways, this game, this Darwin Project game, has Mixer integration built into it so that viewers can give buffs or penalties to players as they're playing. So it's kind of like the Twitch integration games we were playing on the party nights for a while, but a real game doing it. So that was kind of interesting. They debuted Minecraft unified servers for all platforms except Sony because Sony doesn't want to play with anybody else, which I thought was actually pony up for Microsoft on that side.
Yeah, Sony's gonna have to get over that quick.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of slack for it.
Because who's also doing it? Like Rocket League will be playable on what system?
Yeah, no, they're already on all systems, but Sony and PC on separate servers from everybody else. If you're on PC, you can play with any other console person.
No, but I'm saying Nintendo's Switch is going to be playing with
with Microsoft.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Online. Mm-hmm. With other Nintendo is doing it.
Yeah.
I agree. That's just sad.
See, this is the part where Dave panics. I agree.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here.
He's got you in a box.
I'm just going to keep saying it until maybe you stop agreeing.
No, I'm not going to because Nintendo... Yeah, we're going to have a lot to discuss when we get to the Nintendo conference.
Okay, I do have to do a quick correction. Apparently the Gungans are not confirmed. It was the Wookiees that were confirmed, not the Gungans. So,
well, that's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah. People tend to like the Wookiees.
People not so much like the Gungans.
Misa Balak in the Gungan.
All right, and mute. Oh, whoops, I muted Dave. My bad.
I hate you. I can't believe you didn't lead with the biggest Microsoft news of the whole event.
Go on.
Do you have what are you missing?
A lot still.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z built on the Guilty Gear engine looks amazing.
Oh,
Black Desert MMO, The Last Night, which was a cyberpunk. If you've not had a chance to watch the trailer for The Last Night, that's probably one of the huge trailer surprises of the show. A guy figured out how to use 16 and 32-bit 2D surfaces to make 3D landscapes and environments. It's all cyberpunk, and it
looked like I was still not willing to believe that it was not a Blade Runner game, even when the title popped up and it didn't say Blade Runner.
What was the name?
It's called The Last Night. Yeah, you know what? We can watch the trailer here because copyright's going to get anything I do taken down anyway. So, hooray! I don't care.
So is that only going to be on Xbox or is that?
It is a launch exclusive. It is coming to PC as well. It's that one I have coded as a launch exclusive, so that tells me that it's a timed.
Okay.
I think it's coming to PS4 too. I'll see if I can find out because I think PlayStation had it on their post-show stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah.
The Last Night Skillet.
That's not it, but this is it. Here, check it out. So this is all 2D stuff. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Is this just a story trailer or is it?
Yeah, it's a story trailer. I mean, no, it shows gameplay also.
What's the gameplay like? That is looking.
Yeah.
This is kind of like got a like a flashback vibe.
That's exactly what it's like. Except it's all 3D stuff done with 2D sprites, and it looks freaking amazing.
And again, and all you can see there, it is Mac, Windows, and Xbox. It is not coming out to PS4 at this time. I guess the story on this was it was originally created in 6 days in Flash at one of those game development jam things.
That always blows my mind when I hear these stories about when people are making games like that.
So this is the upgrade to that.
Yeah, and I saw him do an interview while at E3, and he basically said that when coming up with the art style, he loved 2D sprites and all the work they did in Flashback and Out of This World, all those types of games. And he said he wanted to keep that aesthetic, but then use current modeling and animation trends to create a melding of the two. And I'm like, success! It looks freaking amazing. So that's something that was one of the highlights, standouts of the show for me. So yeah, the last night, Artful Escape, Code Vein, Sea of Thieves, which Sea of Thieves is coming along. Again, this is one of those games that, you know, if you guys were going to play it, I'd be much more apt to buy it. But since I know you're never going to play it because it's multiplayer and we'd have to work together and coordinate and all that stuff, then it's never going to happen. So I just give up on it now.
Just so everyone's clear, this is more of a timing and resource constrained environment rather than a lack of willing to work together.
For you.
For me, yes.
Yes.
Curmudgeon Dave doesn't.
Yeah, me, it just can't help you, man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. See,
actually, we don't want Dave because if he was playing, he would just grief the entire time.
That's not true.
Actually, I actually don't feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It would be more. It would send me into a spiraling depression because I felt like I was useless to the team, and that's not a feeling I like in this world. So that's mainly the reason I avoid those things.
Wait,
so the reason I don't play
confused.
Rocket League anymore.
Yeah, I'm confused here. And how do you not feel that depression now on this team?
Because I don't actually do anything. So this is by choice.
So not doing anything as a choice is okay.
Yeah.
Doing something and then feeling like it was nothing is...
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I got it. I'm just checking. Let's see. They also revealed Tacoma is coming out August 2nd. They did one of their actual exclusives, Super Lucky's Tale, which was... Lucky's Tale was originally an Oculus game, now a non-Oculus game that is a full fleshed out Super Lucky's Tale coming only to Xbox and PC. Cuphead coming September 29th, finally.
The game is finally not vaporware.
Yeah, pretty much. Crackdown 3 on November 7th, starring Terry Crews. And while I'm glad to see Terry Crews in there, like everything that I liked about Crackdown, which was the superheroes part of it, they have removed. It is now elite mobile police force that can run and jump, run and throw cars, run and do stuff all with guns. So it's shoot and throw a car, shoot and slam into the ground, shoot and do this and that. And it's like,
yeah, Crackdown lost its luster as soon as Saints Row went nuts.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like that's what Crackdown that should have been their niche, is just making the crazy fun game. And then as soon as Saints Row went nuts, and we're just like, we got to differentiate ourselves from GTA, and they went in that crazy direction, which was just so much fun. It's just like people like Crackdown had no place in this world.
Yeah. Ashen was announced. Life is Strange Before the Storm coming August 18th, which is just around the corner. Mordor Shadow of War October 10th. One of their other exclusives that I am actually interested in, but I'll talk about here in a second, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest, which is an amazing game. They talked about backwards compatibility, 385 titles. They are attempting to bring Xbox One games back via backwards compatibility. I'm sure. That was starting with Crimson Skies later this year. They had 4K enhanced updates. They gave the release date of the Xbox. It's going to be November 7th for $499. And this is my one concern. they're trying to differentiate the Xbox One X as being the elite gamer console. I don't own a 4K TV. I'm not buying a 4K TV. So that right there kind of puts it out of contention for me. But here's the big one. Every one of their exclusive titles is not exclusive to the Xbox One X. It is also coming to Windows 10. Meaning, because I have a PC, I have zero reason to invest in an Xbox One X. There is not a single reason that they gave during the show that I would ever take $500 plus tax of my hard-earned money and put it down for something that I can't get on my PC. And the other side of that is I do not understand if someone is saving up $500, why they wouldn't save up $300 more and get a freaking PC. That's going to be superior in every way to the Xbox One X.
Because they want to play on their 4K TV that they can't
still
afford
do
either.
that. That's my point. Is if you have money to burn and you've got money to throw around on a 4K TV and then you want the best gaming experience possible, you're going to do exactly what I did and build a PC and plug it into your damn TV. There is no differentiation. Well, I mean, seriously, there's no differentiation as to why you need to buy an Xbox One X.
Seamless Xbox Live connectivity?
Already done with Windows.
The one thing I didn't catch is the original PlayStation games backward compatibility
Xbox?
aux only.
Oh, you meant Xbox games, right?
Yeah, the original Xbox games.
You said PlayStation. That's why I was confused.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
With the original Xbox backwards compatibility aux only, or is it S's and regular ones?
I don't think they made that differentiation. And theoretically, hear me out on this, since they said that every single piece of software you own from the Xbox One will work on the Xbox, then I would assume it.
I'm grasping at straws here. I assume it works across the Xbox One family, as they said. And really, what it comes down to for me is I don't have any games coming out on Xbox that are enough reason for me to put down money on any version of the Xbox. That said, if I won one, I've thrown my name into a couple of drawings to win one. If I win one, no big deal, whatever, cool. And to be fair, same as the PlayStation 4 Pro, they said, well, even if you only have a 1080, you get these benefits, super sampling, blah, 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 all that stuff. But the entire argument and everything that they made sound like it was a brand new thing that no system had ever done before was the talking points for the Pro.
Right.
I mean, they tried to play this like old systems, just new.
And Matt fell off the internet again. He gets so worked up, he falls off the internet.
Same things as the old.
Oh, that's rough.
It's super rough.
He went the picture. That's bad.
Okay, so Justin is saying I have a PS4, a PS4 Pro, Xbox One, gaming PC with a liquid cooled 1080. I can't read it exactly. Anyways, he's got a 24 inch 4K monitor and a 65 inch 4K TV. He says he'll still get one. 4K for some games, and it has a 4K player. But I guess the part I don't get, Justin, is that every single one of those games come in 4K on the Microsoft Store. And he said one of the other things he said is it's nice because it has an increased HDD size. But the problem is that these games are going to eat up hard drive space like candy. So why would you want to invest in a proprietary drive mechanism, because that's what Xbox has, to be able to support these games when you could just add another hard drive to your PC and a UHD Blu-ray reader for like less than, I think, $80. Why would you do that? That's I get if you're a completionist, maybe I get it, but I mean, just you've got a PC, and every one of these pieces of software is 4K native for your PC. And he says, "See above, I like my gadgets."
Yeah, I mean, I could see if you just want it, and it's just something ease.
I guess
you throw the games in and they work. That's always a big benefit. To the consoles. It's just easier. You just plug it in. You don't have to worry about OS. You don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. Upgrades are more streamlined. It's But you didn't mention the biggest news.
Oh, okay. My bad.
What do you have left? Do you have it on there?
All I have left is that they showed a deep dive of Anthem. It was a female main character coming 2018, 4-player co-op.
How do you not have the best news from the conference?
Are you sure it was at the press conference and not later?
Oh, no, I'm not that sure.
What's your news? We'll see.
The return of the Duke.
Yeah, no, that wasn't at the conference. They didn't mention that at all.
Oh, that's
I knew about that. But yeah.
That's lame.
Justin says, I have friends on all platforms and I play games on all of them. I have my PC in my office and my Xbox in my living room. The other advantage is I can afford it. Sure. But theoretically, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you could load up your Microsoft Live, Xbox Live friends list on your PC also, because that's a thing. And so I get that you choose to set it up that way. That's cool. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I just don't think that they made a very good buyer profile case during the conference for it.
Yeah, usually there was a lot more of a lot more specifics. It's just like, this is why you want to do it on this, as opposed to the other stuff. Where'd he go? Where's he going? What is this?
I can't see the screen well enough to read some of the screen names in chat. Hi, Bert. Nice. Welcome to the show. Feel free to use the chat to interact with us as we're talking. Matt, you cut out, of course, during all of that. Would you like to reemphasize your point? You're on mute.
I am on mute because I was yelling at people. Yeah, my router decided to reboot for some reason. Whatever. My point was, as someone who's invested in the PlayStation family of systems, the arguments that they gave for the aux were exactly the same that Sony gave for the Pro. So if I was going to upgrade to one or the other, why would I not upgrade to a Pro? I guess what you're saying, they didn't make any argument for you to switch families. It's just, you want more prettier Xbox, or your shelf is too small to put your Xbox on, buy our more bigger, smaller, expensiver Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I figure if you there's something on that very slim list of exclusives that might get you to jump ship, but I mean, there's not a lot there, really. Most of them are not considered AAA titles. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I personally, a couple of those, like Ori and the Will of the Wisps or Cuphead, I am super excited about. But again, for me personally, there's not enough of a justification to not just buy the software on my PC and play it in the exact same experience that I would have if I went the other way.
Cool. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So that was the Microsoft conference. Microsoft conference was pretty strong. Overall, I think it got 7s across the board from everybody. Yeah, we will. That led us next then after the Microsoft conference was the Bethesda conference, which I am trying to pull up my notes for. God, I did take Bethesda notes, right? There wasn't a whole lot there. I'll give you that much. Wow, I must have not taken notes during the Bethesda conference. Yeah, so...
You know why? You know why? Because nobody cares about Bethesda.
Well, especially after this press conference, you'd be right. They did not show a whole lot. I'm trying to recall the stuff they did show. What was in their under construction section?
Under construction was was that Wolfenstein?
Yes, it was. And then they showed some Unreal Tournament starring DJ Blazkowicz, that type of stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, Wolfenstein looks awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they opened with paid mods, Skyrim mods in games, Fallout mods, things of that. It was a little weird. We had difficulties getting into the conference. That's right.
Yeah,
I remember this now. I think that's why I didn't do it. I'm looking for a recap real quick. Bethesda conference recap.
Unreal Tournament. The return of the original esport.
Yeah, which looked super Twitch and not in like... So I'm going to jump ahead for a second. One of the other games we saw was Cliff Bleszinski's...
Outlaws.
No, it's not Outlaws.
Lawbreaker.
Lawbreakers. And that looks like a Twitch game that is fun, whereas Quake Tournament looked like the Twitch game that is not fun. It looked like one of those things where you just need to do meth at all points in time while you're playing, just to keep up with what's going on around you. Now, Lawbreakers did also seem like you needed to be on meth, but it was in...
it looks amazing.
It looks amazing, and it's gravity free, and it's $30. But we'll get there. We'll get there in a bit. All right, so yeah. So they went with the Bethesda Land theme that they announced a while back. They announced 2 VR games that are coming out this year. The first one is Doom VFR. The second one was Fallout 4 VR. Both due out this year. Elder Scrolls Online was the next thing that they showed. And then Creation Club, which is access to custom content for Skyrim and Fallout 4, like new weapons, armor, and gameplay enhancements. Then they showed Skyrim's arrival on the Nintendo Switch, with Link as the player character being shown in one segment, and the Joy-Cons being used to fire the bow in a unique control method. They showed Dishonored 2 DLC expansion called Dishonored 2 Death of the Outsider, coming in September. Quake Champions after that. August 26th will be a tournament. It's available now in beta. And then, Evil Within 2.
Oh, yeah. Which
they showed
made no sense, but looked awesome.
Yeah, but also showed like zero gameplay. It was all cutscenes. So,
Sure.
But that's coming out on October 13th. And then, last but not least, was the new Wolfenstein, which did look amazing. And it's coming out. It's Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, be coming out October 27th of this year.
Continuing the story that was started in the New Order.
Correct. So, but nothing out of left field. We actually, on the pre-show, discussed how it was going to be Wolfenstein and Evil Within 2, and we hypotheticaled a couple other things that didn't show up, but overall, the press conference was only 40 minutes long in total.
Yeah,
and it was super disappointing. Super disappointing. So that's the Bethesda conference. Justin was very upset with the Bethesda conference, apparently. That brought us then to the PC Gaming Show on the final day of press.
You're skipping the most interesting.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you are correct. I didn't take notes of it because there was nothing to take notes on. So Devolver Digital did their first ever press conference, and
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. And we were talking about it in the pre-show, the post-show for Microsoft, the pre-show for them, as to why on earth they would pick 10 p.m. Pacific time to do a press conference because everybody's going to be like leaving or going home or whatever. I will say that the first 20 minutes, which was their stage show, possibly the best thing I've ever seen at E3.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I will forever go the future. Ah, that's great. But that was some amazing stuff.
They're going to get a lot of my money in the upcoming year.
Yeah, I can't. I want to. The worst part was after the stage show, they did this horrific segment that went on for hours afterwards. But at the beginning of it, they played some games that are real but not released to the public, to my knowledge. There was one that was a ColecoVision and Atari WarioWare, for lack of a better word. And every level was a different game. And you got a little text description of what you needed to do and what game the assets were ripped from. And they played like 20 minutes of that. And Kate and I were like, where do we get this game? It's amazing. I hope that that's a real thing that maybe exists outside of just
20 minutes where each segment only lasted maybe 30 seconds before a winner was determined, and they moved on to the next game type and just kept on cycling.
It was amazing. The funny part was I saw all of those people the next day on an actual Devolver Digital Twitch, being interviewed by Twitch about games and stuff panel, and it was fine. I mean, it was completely fine. So they were all just being they were being very bad.
This was a very weird, like, Adult Swim late night cartoon.
Ian would have appreciated it.
Probably, yeah.
I think so. Even though he didn't know who Devolver Digital was.
That's not true. He had to.
No, he didn't. He didn't know who Devolver was. He knew who they were after I told him they were a publisher and here's games they published. He knew the games, but he didn't know the publisher, Devolver, by name.
Oh, okay.
If you get a chance, do go watch the first 20 minutes of that, because it is...
Actually, it was only 14 minutes and some odd seconds. It wasn't
really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, the first 5 minutes were the prequel of that really bad
talk show
part.
Thing, yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because when I saw the clip, they had it broken down to just the stage show, I guess.
Oh, yeah, great. That's even better. So go watch that 14-minute stage show. It's
rated
worth your time.
Probably PG-13 or R. This is not...
I'd say hard R.
Fair.
Hard R.
Yeah, there's some saucy language in it.
And some exploding stuff.
Burnt, thanks for subscribing. You are a rock star.
Clever.
So that brings us then to the PC show. Kate, I was trying to reiterate to Kate who was hosting the PC gaming show, and she did not remember. And as soon as the guy came on, she was like, "Oh, this guy." And she totally remembered at that point, because I was dreading the PC gaming show. The guy is competent. He's good. He's an esports. I don't remember his full name, but he's an esports personality. I do not like. Oh, by the way, sidetrack. Dave.
Yes.
Best quote that I will use in my office this week. It's going to be "Sad Pandas and Suicide Watch for the accounting team."
Yeah, that was really good.
It was super amazing.
That was a good line.
They had a lot of good lines in that thing. It was a lot of fun to watch. And they basically were just really just crapping on the whole idea of,
the whole industry. The whole industry.
Yeah.
Nothing like throwing shade at every single person that works in the industry.
It was just like every aspect you could think of, like the whole paying for betas thing and everything. They God, that was brilliant, that whole bit. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Probably the best one was the instant feedback game.
Yes. I love how they actually went to Suda 51. He's like, who's Devolver Digital? What's going on? It was great stuff. So yeah, the PC gaming show, they debuted XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, which is an expansion, August 29th, all platforms, including console. Outlets, Battletech, Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord, Total War, Warhammer 2, September 28th. Destiny 2 confirmed for the PC, will be coming out later than the console version. The interesting part is they said that Bungie is actually planning on supporting multi-core processing no matter how many cores you have for the game.
All of your cores.
Lone Echo and Echo Arena are 2 VR games, but the Echo Arena one is basically Ender's Game in VR.
Yeah.
Not joking. Like
yeah.
It's amazing. I totally want to do it. And then they showed Lawbreakers. Cliff Brzezinski came out, dropped a couple F-bombs, said he was tired of the industry and mother truckers charging $60 for online-only games. So here's our Lawbreakers thing, and it's $30. Did you see the Lawbreakers thing, Dave?
Yeah.
I know that you do not like those types of games, but man, that looks good.
No, for that type of game, it looks fun.
Yeah.
I would probably have fun for about 10 minutes, and I'd be like, okay.
After you died 100 times in those 10 minutes, you'd be like, okay, I'm done.
100? When did I get good at it?
So overall, solid. They did do VR. They did not talk about VR as much as I thought they were going to. Intel did do a hardware pre-show, which I did not get to see. So I'm sure they had the backpack computers in there at some point.
Backpack.
That brought us then to Ubisoft.
Where
we got
Ubisoft.
We got no Aisha Tyler this year. And I joked it's going to be 2 hours of Yves Guillermo. And it was 2 hours of Yves Guillermo.
That's awesome.
It was pretty awesome. They opened the show with the game we all knew was coming because there were enough rumors about it. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, coming out August 29th on the Nintendo Switch. But what I was surprised about is it looks like a really damn good game.
It's a strategy RPG. It's a that was nothing I was expecting.
I am so on board with that.
I am really, really surprised that Miyamoto gave the okay for Mario to use a gun. That is probably the number one thing that I am floored by.
Is it? Yeah, but it's kind of like a...
Basically the replacement for the Fire Flower. I mean, there's no power-ups. So.
Yeah.
That we know of.
You had water guns in a game.
Yeah, but that's not a gun.
Oh, it's shooting out blue stuff just like it is here. Mm-hmm.
It's a Mega Buster. I mean, really, that's what they've got. They're sonic cannons. They're not guns like pew 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 machine gun things. So it's cartoony enough that it probably got it. But yeah, that is still surprising though. It's much more edgy than you typically see out of a Mario product. And this is a Mario game. I mean, that's the thing that I think that really got me is because this was Ubi, I assumed it was going to be more a Rabbids game and less a Mario game. And what we saw was a Mario game featuring Rabbids, not a Rabbids games with Mario shoehorned in.
Which I think is the way you have to do it if you want it to be successful.
Right.
So we'll get to our Nintendo Ubisoft speculation stuff here at the end, but so that was that. They went into a deep dive on Assassin's Creed Origins. Actually, they did not. Excuse me. I expected them to do a deep dive gameplay on Assassin's Creed Origins. They did not.
They did that immediately after.
So, yeah, they did a little highlight and then did that after the press conference. They announced the Crew 2, which we knew was coming, but what we did not know was coming for the Crew 2 was that it would have airplanes, boats, motorcycles,
cars.
pretty much any type of motorized racing you could imagine. The only thing that I was joking during conference, what if these were all RC vehicles? And that's all the game really is. You're playing remote control cars and planes.
Well, the thing, again, this wasn't in their show, but the thing that we've learned since is there's basically after 30 minutes into the game, you have unlocked all of the different vehicle types, and you can do all of the game in any of the vehicles. And if you're in a plane and you're flying over water and you're sick of doing plane stuff, you hit a button and you switch to the boat. Like dynamically real time. It's pretty crazy actually what they've done with this game. And he even joked that they made the tech guys cry for like a week when they told them what they wanted to do. But they figured out how to do it.
All right then. That's interesting. I actually really enjoyed The Crew, the original one. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm about ready for another good racer. And that one is fun because you can play with friends online. Hint. South Park.
Yeah, just like you play Rock Band with me, but not online.
I want to play Rock Band with your family, but you know.
I know. I'm being a jerk.
South Park, The Fractured But Whole, finally got a release date.
Wait, I just got that.
Are you serious that you just got the pun of the title? Are you really?
I never said it out loud before.
The Fractured Butthole, yes.
The Fractured Butthole is coming out October 17th, so that will basically put it a year after its initial launch date. We hope that it doesn't get pushed again. Elijah Wood is starring in a new Ubisoft game for VR called The Walter Test Case, which looked sufficiently creepy.
Which they take over your mind.
They then debuted a new South Park game for your phone called South Park Phone Destroyer, which is a pretty doggone good ad, if I do say so myself.
Cowboys versus Indians versus ninjas versus...
Yeah, but it is a collectible card game. So that's the thing that they never said, but if you look down at the bottom, everything that's going on has a card associated with it. So it is a collectible card battler game kind of thing.
I'm out.
Sorry.
Probably one of the most interesting things, in my opinion, that was more a business case than something asked for by gamers, but I think will do just fine for them, is Skull and Bones.
I registered for the beta for that. That's how impressed I was by that.
Yeah. So the team that put together Assassin's Creed Black Flag took all the boat tech that they had and said, what if we make an entire game out of this with naval teams and strategic tactical battles with ships? And that is Skull and Bones. And my wife was like, we are getting this. I'm like, it's online PvP. Well, we don't know if it's online PvP only. They only showed online PvP, which is why I'm very surprised you signed up for the beta, Matt. I don't know, and they have not confirmed if there is a single player component.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm intrigued to try it out.
I will definitely be on your fleet with you. So,
and I mean, it was the same thing with Dreadnought. I was really interested to try Dreadnought because I thought that was an interesting thing. Now, I do have to go back because this last mode they added was PvE, not PvP.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so I do have to go back and check that out. I just haven't gotten there yet.
See, because in the stage show, they showed a PvP match, and then the PvE enforcers came in at the end to drive everybody out.
Basically, it's a run.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was absolutely beautiful, mind-bogglingly beautiful. So that is one that I do recommend you check out. Then they got me super excited because there has been word that they have a space game in development that is similar to Mass Effect. And suddenly we got a trailer for a game that was space. It involved new enemies and new threats, and it's called Starlink Battle for Atlas, coming in fall of 2018, and it's a Toys to Life Transformers meets Centurions game, where you have a ship, and as you are fighting different things, you can take pieces off of other ships and attach them to your ship, and it changes the loadouts for your ship. And I'm very interested in this game, sadly. But I was screaming off mic during the whole press conference, "Man and Machine, Power Extreme!" Sorry. I love Centurions. So yeah.
I made them out of Lego when I was a kid.
That's pretty hardcore. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there was one little bit for the minifigures that I had in a couple space sets, and I had enough of them to do all the Centurions, and it allowed you to put stuff on the front of them. There was like a pip on the front of their chest, and there was like 2 little pips on the back that you can do like backpacks and stuff. And I got really elaborate with that stuff, and I was able to make like all of them. It was really awesome.
So did you watch that demo or watch that trailer?
Yes.
Thoughts?
Dangerous. Because it looked like it was actually kind of on the fun side of things.
Yeah, it does. It looks fun to me too. So I'm actually really interested. The funny part to me was that they were using a Nintendo Switch controller, and that ship looks like it was larger than the size of the Switch dog paddle.
Yeah,
which was kind of funny. But,
yeah, but it looked fun. And my thing's kind of like there's just no look. I'm gonna be honest with them. There's no chance that thing's gonna be storming the market. All right, it's just not. But am I gonna be able to pick up stuff on the cheap when it goes out? When they canceled the game, basically.
I don't know about that. I think Nintendo will promote the hell out of it on the Switch store.
Maybe, I don't know.
We'll see.
But I also like that you said that there was digital versions of everything.
Yeah,
so
that
if
is
you
something they specifically said. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can't find stuff, you'll still be able to get it and actually play the game the way you want. Unlike, say, Nintendo with the Amiibo, where the distribution is so low for those things anymore. For instance, like the new Champions ones they announced, you're able to pre-order them at GameStop. The GameStop by me is getting 3 of each.
Did you make it?
Yeah, I'm number 2.
Hardcore.
It was actually kind of funny. Carrie's nephew texted me saying he stopped by there and said like, "Hey, you should go there and get them because they're going to run out." And I'm like, "Good looking, kid. I wasn't even thinking that."
Let's see. They talked about expansion for Steep, and then they showed the first gameplay that we've seen of Far Cry 5, which was more than enough to convince me to buy Far Cry 5.
And increased the F-bomb per minute rate by about 2,000%.
Yes, that is very true. And then from there, they increased the F-bomb count by over 9,000 as they showed a cinematic trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is equal parts East London, Fifth Element, and India. And man, it was pretty, and I super liked it, and I am enthused about the game, but they said that they wanted you to go and sign up to help influence the development of the game, and which tells me that they are, they said they've spent 3 years building the tech for this, which tells me they have an engine, and probably not much else at this point. They did say it's a prequel, which I do not understand why they're naming it Beyond Good and Evil 2 if it's a prequel.
Because it's the second game.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
they've been talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2 for so long they couldn't call it anything else.
I guess. I just feel that that's really
it's like they went back and called the first Star Wars movie Star Wars 4.
Oh man, don't.
Wasn't originally like that.
After 1979 it was.
Yeah, but in 77 it wasn't.
No, you're right. It wasn't episode anything. It was just Star Wars.
So that ended out the show. It got pretty much high marks across the board. Believe, what did you give it, Matt?
4.
That one I believe I gave an 8, if I remember right.
I believe that's what pretty much everybody gave it, was an 8. And then last but not least, we ended out.
But you forgot to describe Ansel, or however you pronounce his name, after the announcement of Beyond Good and Evil 2. That dude was like in tears on stage. Like,
well, yeah, that guy was in tears. The gal with him was in tears when Miyamoto called out the game designer for the Rabbids game. He was in tears. It was very emotional. Very emotional for the company,
which I imagine has something to do with their political climate at the moment. But
right, and so that's actually a good time to bring up a little speculation. I can't help but wonder if Nintendo or if Ubisoft might sell themselves to Nintendo to stave off the Vivendi impending takeover, because Nintendo's got a super cash positive position. They have years of dealing with that stuff. I really think that if this Rabbids game does well and they can truly show that they get the Nintendo style, even bringing their own spin to it, that would add 10 development houses to Nintendo. We know Breath of the Wild took their entire development staff, 200 plus devs working on Breath of the Wild nonstop for 2 years. It would make sense for them to diversify their development pipeline and add more studios so that they could actually create more content, so they don't have this dearth on the systems like they've experienced with the Wii U and are currently but soon to be alleviated with on the Switch.
That's not the Nintendo way, sir.
See, therein lies the problem, right? I mean, that would imply that Nintendo learns from its mistakes and that they're willing to spend money on anything and that they would consort with outsiders. We've not seen anything that proves that any of those three things is true.
Well, you can play Rocket League and Minecraft against people on Microsoft. That's showing something.
Okay, yeah, good point. That is something.
They didn't go over gimmicky with the Switch. So it's not like, everything has to have waggle controls and all that kind of stuff. It's mostly traditional stuff, but the other stuff's in there, that's learning.
And they did give a Mario game development to a non-Nintendo studio, which they do not do very often.
Yeah.
And
a non-Japanese developer, nonetheless.
Yeah,
I think
a
every
Western
other Mario game
that's even
been an Eastern dev.
Yeah. The other thing that makes me think about this is the fact that Nintendo technically only has an interim CEO right now. It's really the conglomeration of the three of them, tackling the day-to-day duties, but they don't have an Iwata type to steer the ship. Miyamoto's handling stuff, but he doesn't want that job.
You don't want him to have that job.
Exactly. You want him to keep coming up with better ideas for games. And so that makes me wonder if maybe they attempt to shake things up a little bit by bringing in Ubisoft to help.
Are you proposing to give Yves the CEO of Nintendo?
That's actually where I'm going with this.
Heads around the world would explode. Non-Japanese native in charge of Nintendo.
Yeah, dude, that's a stretch.
Even if they make him, they don't give him
COO. I could see him
right,
be COO or something.
Sure, give him another title, but he becomes the unifying face of Nintendo.
That's still a stretch.
Yeah,
not beyond believability, but it's far enough outside of Nintendo's box that I think most people would fall over
Let's take some baby steps and have them actually just like absorb a developer, farm out some work. All right, let's. Why do we have to go whole hog here?
Episode 251, or yeah, that's all I'm saying. Episode 251, we'll revisit in 5 years and see where we're at.
In 5 years, they'll be like, they let Ubisoft make another game.
Probably.
They're just taking it slow.
So then came Sony. We knew going in that he was going to speak on the stage for all of 90 seconds. Matt was making the joke, get out your pocket watch, when he first came out. They started the show by showing us Naughty Dog and Uncharted, whatever the name of that game is, the spin-off one, Lost Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. They showed a Horizon Zero Dawn standalone?
No, it's an add-on. It is an
expansion,
add-on.
right?
Yep.
Because they have a habit of doing that when they have popular games. They'll make it a standalone.
Standalone, yeah. Well, right now it's only announced as an add-on. If it is, because I thought at first it was a standalone too. So if it is, they haven't said so yet.
Got it. And then from there, they also showed a 8-minute in-depth look at Days Gone, which looks interesting, but I am getting zombie fatigued, I guess is the best way to say it.
But you forgot the sitar band and the waterfall photographers and the zombie people hanging from the ceiling. And...
Yeah. I mean, the stage show was impressive, but we're here to talk about the games.
I know.
But yeah, it was impressive. I actually think they managed to top their stage show with the orchestra from last year, so I was impressed. Capcom Monster Hunter World, coming early 2018, which is not an MMO, but is co-op. Shadow of...
I mean, that's... the original Monster Hunter was on PS2, and it hasn't been on a proper PlayStation console since.
Yep, for a long time. Shadow of the Colossus, the
remake out of the where?
Yeah, a complete remake, not a
remaster, not a
reboot, but an actual remake of the game from the ground up to run natively on PS4 and PS4 Pro. Looked pretty. I'll give it that. That's due out 2018. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, September 19th. Story demo available now, which we talked about earlier on the show. Call of Duty World War II, as I predicted, announced November 3rd. For November 3rd release date. Skyrim VR.
Wait, are you seriously claiming a Call of Duty game as a prediction?
No. I predicted the day of the show that they would announce it there, and not somewhere else. That's all.
Okay.
And it still looks stupid fast like a Call of Duty game. Skyrim VR, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim VR. Star Child VR, The Inpatient by Supermassive VR, but then the thing that will convince Dave that he must buy a PlayStation VR unit, Final Fantasy 15 VR Fishing, Monster of the Deep.
that's actually looks fun.
And then we had Bravo Team VR, Moss VR, which was the Adventures of a Mouse, God of War coming early 2018, Detroit Become Human, Destiny 2 coming September 6th with the beta for people who pre-ordered coming in July, and then we finished with an 8-minute Spider-Man trailer that, oh my god, look.
Yeah, that was wow.
Overall, I want to say we all
that's how
gave,
to make a game.
Yeah. But even that being said, the press conference was extremely short. It was exactly like an hour. And we all gave it like 6.5s. We all pretty much said that it was lackluster and underwhelming. So that brings us then to vote of the conference for E3
I did give it an 8. I was the outlier.
Okay, you were the outlier. Yes.
Yeah.
My vote for
they finished with the Spider-Man game. You know it was gonna.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was good. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. Looks amazing.
Spectacular, perhaps.
As long as you don't get tangled up in his web of Spider-Man.
Sensationalism? I don't know.
If you want to be superior about it.
Oh, see, you took mine. That's not fair.
Maximum carnage. Let's see.
Let's not start that debate again.
I was so happy to drop that one on him. I was like, I just read this. I actually know this answer.
This wasn't just dropping. This was like, here, let me copy and paste the entirety of Wikipedia.
Pretty much. So my game of the show, or my press conference of the show, went to Ubisoft. They had unexpected things, multiple unexpected things, and they really drove home excitement in their press conference.
So are we not talking Nintendo at all?
Oh, right. Oh, no, yeah. Sorry, it's 30 minutes. I overlooked it. You go down the list. Because I know you have it.
Me? No,
yeah,
I don't.
Oh.
I don't actually.
I have it written on a piece of paper that is at the office.
Well, they opened with Rabbids. And we now officially have a Danky Kang. So that Jeopardy meme now is proven. Let's see what happened then next. We had Miyamoto talking about, or no, not Miyamoto. We had the developer behind the Pokken, or the lead designer behind the Pokken game, also announced that Game Freak is working on an actual proper Pokemon game for the Switch.
Right.
I'm shocked. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, that one was kind of surprised. Miyamoto came on to talk about something. Was it the Breath of the Wild expansions?
Yeah, no, he came in first to talk about the Zelda-themed Skyrim items appearing in the Bethesda events. And then a giant Switch showed up in Microsoft's presentation of Minecraft. But then, what else did he come out to talk about?
I saw a kid playing with a Switch when I went to the dentist the other day, and he's playing Minecraft on it. And I was like, "Bro, do you even Zelda?"
Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, that was on. That
was another one that was on there. None of the
Metroid stuff. The Fire Emblem.
The Kirby and the Yoshi game.
Yep,
Kirby and the Yoshi game. Kirby's no Metroid in the press conference whatsoever.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, was not.
Yeah,
in the...
that was the conference. They didn't announce the GBA one. Metroid Prime 4's title screen was most definitely.
Was it at the beginning?
No, it was about a third of the way in.
I must have missed that one somehow.
It was just a title screen. It's not like
they faded in from like a nebula, which made the lightning bolt symbol, and played some Metroidish music, and then went 4. Like, wait, we had Metroid 4 already. No, it was Metroid Prime 4. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I totally missed that somehow. And then they did the Super Mario Odyssey trailer, which was actually pretty doggone amazing.
Yeah, we didn't know the whole possession mechanic before this, did we?
No, and they're still not calling it a possession mechanic. They're calling it a transformation mechanic, but it's 100% a possession mechanic. And there were other things that we gleaned from that trailer. It looked like Bowser and the princess were getting married, but Mario was also in wedding tux. So I'm wondering if they finally put this to bed once and for all in this game.
Who she's going to choose?
Yep. So there's that.
Well, see, Mario doesn't have any land or property or title to his name, so she's obviously got to go for Bowser for the treaty to the land rights and stuff.
Well, and Mario can have the conciliatory Rabbids princess.
Yeah.
So,
she's pretty intent with the selfies.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, I think that was everything that they had in their very short 30-minute Nintendo Direct. I say they were number 2, but for me it was still Ubisoft.
Dave,
game of the show?
Game of the show?
or I'm sorry, press conference of the show?
I mean, personally, the one I enjoyed the most was all the Nintendo stuff, because it looked to be the most fun. But I'm telling that Spider-Man game. You know what I'm upset about? God of War. We didn't talk about the God of War trailer as much.
God of War, Dad.
I missed the chain blades.
You may have them in this.
I didn't play Ascension. Did something happen to the Blades of Athena in Ascension?
Yeah, they got ripped off.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it was a lease.
So the Greek god Repo Man came and took them back. So the Greek gods were all dead. Just the Repo Man.
You still didn't give an answer, Dave.
What? I'll go with the Nintendo one.
All right, Matt.
You think I'd had enough time to figure this out by now?
Yeah, I'm a little shocked at this, to be honest. Not completely, but a little.
It was very unconventional, and I've explained my reasons offline why I think the show was the way it was. I'm gonna edge it to the Sony just because
Spider-Man.
Well, that was a significant part of it, but trying to strip it even of that, I feel like they responded to what they felt the community was asking for in a conference show. They showed games. They showed games that are coming out soon, as did all the other conferences. But I think I wish I would have been in that theater. I think that's the thing that's throwing me the most is I wish I would have been in that theater because I think being there for the augmentation stuff they did for that show would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, does that really affect the content? No, not necessarily. And it's a close call between Nintendo, Sony, and Ubi. I mean, those are the Ubi. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong.
No, they were saying Ubi. That's why I started saying Ubi again.
It is Ubi. That's been proven in a couple of different places recently. I think it's just with the French accent, it's hard to tell. Those were definitely the three standout conferences. And if you count the Nintendo recorded thing, which was much better this year than it's been the last couple, in my opinion.
So yours was Sony then.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Sony.
All right.
None of them were light the world on fire.
No.
I mean,
let's get to the important part, which we got to do quickly because we're running out of time. Scorecards.
Everybody got an F.
Dave, Sony doesn't mention the Vita at all. 1 point.
Yep.
EA is bringing back the construction set games. No. And I'll have you know, I actually looked into this. The pinball construction set was the only game they launched.
No, Racing Destruction Set.
That was under a different publishing title. So EA, the only one that EA published was the pinball construction set.
No, Racing Destruction Set was also EA.
Okay, go look on their page. You won't see it.
Okay, it doesn't relevant to the point that it wasn't a point. So go.
Next E3 is canceled. No points. Microsoft console subscription. No points. People won't care about the Scorpio. No points. Insomniac Spider-Man shown extensively and reception is extreme positive. 1 point. VR does not have much coverage and it's desperate. 0 points. Nintendo is going to announce RFID printed cards as releases. 0 points. Nintendo Super Nintendo Mini is released but already sold out. 0 points. Nintendo shows off the Game Boy Classic and people lose their minds. 0 point. 2 points total for Dave. 2 points. Out of 10.
Look in the chat.
Yeah.
At me being right. Racing Destruction Set at the bottom corner. Electronic Arts. Right on the cover.
Yeah.
New Wild Arms games. 0. We'll see new Parasite Eve reboot. 0. 4 previously announced Star Wars games revealed. 1 revealed at Sony and timed exclusive. 0 points on all those. Sony will declare their intent on handhelds for the future one way or another. 0 points.
Nope.
Squeenix will show a trailer for the Marvel game. 0 points. Sucker Punch will announce a new game. 0 points. Telltale will announce a Doctor Who game starring David Tennant at the Sony presser. Sad.
Nope.
0 points. Microsoft will declare AR as the future. 0 points. Bethesda will
I'm really shocked that one didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bethesda will announce Fallout Online. 0 points.
What the hell? Come on.
Sony announces partnership with Google to turn every PS4 into Google Home. 0 points. Matt, total 0 out of 10.
Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3.
How did I beat anybody?
Because you're some sort of savant. Maybe.
Where are my predictions? Here we go. The Scorpio will... These are mine. The Scorpio will be announced to play some form of VR or AR natively and be priced at $4.99. Half a point.
No. All or nothing, bud.
No.
We talked about this.
We did not.
We totally did.
I specifically asked you, do you want it to be this so it's half a point, or do you want it to be this for the whole point? And you chose whole point things. That's not my fault. 0.5. Scorpio release date will be October of 2017. I believe that was wrong. It was November, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep. So 0 points. Assassin's Creed will go games as a service, and AC Origins will launch this year. Half point. Borderlands 3 will be shown by Gearbox at the
to be clear, I had Dave's understanding too, so I was not shooting for half points. So, anyway.
We'll clear it up for next year then. It's not like I'm going to beat Dave anyways. Yeah, it's not like I'm going to beat Dave anyway, so that's fine. Borderlands 3 will be shown by Gearbox at the Microsoft show as a timed exclusive. 0 points. Sony announces 10 exclusive titles coming over the next 12 months that we did not know about. 0 points. Bethesda announces Starfield for 2018. 0 points. Sony does
I really thought he was being super safe on these too.
Yeah,
I did
me too.
Like, I was just like, you poser.
Sony does not announce PlayStation 5 or PS Pro 2. 1 point. Nintendo announces and then beats to death with a baseball bat. The only Super Nintendo classic we will ever see. No, seriously. They won't announce it now. 0 points. Bethesda shows substantial footage from Fallout VR and people lose their minds. 0 points. Amy Hennig and Jade Raymond's Star Wars game from EA that's been quietly cardamaring big names and talent over the last several years, being co-developed by Visceral Motive, will have substantial footage and everyone will lose their minds. 0 points. Total number of points, 2 points for me. That leaves Kate.
Wait, how many points did I have?
2. You're tied.
Kate, Scorpio will be $6.99. 0 points. Footage of Resident Evil 2 remake. 0 points. A new Elder Scrolls game from Bethesda. 0 points. Team Ninja will have something. 0 points. Doom 2 will be shown. 0 points. New Sucker Punch game. 0 points. A From Software game that is not Dark Souls or Bloodborne. 0 points. A sequel to The Order 1886. 0 points. New Soul Calibur from Namco. 0 points. Super Street Fighter 5. 0 points.
So it's a 0 and 2 game here.
Oh my god, we did not do well. I thought we were being pretty safe with a lot of these.
I wasn't.
Oh, man.
And yet you're still in the winning, tied for the win.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah, crazy stuff. What did you think about E3? What did you like? What you dislike? Let us know in the comments below. And do make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Racing Destructions was Electronic Arts' third best-selling Commodore game as of 1987.
If you go to their list of games, it is not there.
It's
their list of published titles.
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
That's all right. We can take this offline. So,
as
always, if you'd like to support us, you can do so by heading to patreon.com/Gamersledge, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get your name on every single show that we do. At this point of the show, we like to thank our patrons who subscribed at the $5 or higher level. So thank you, Naomi, Ian, John, Regina, Bobby, and who am I forgetting?
Ian,
Bobby,
John,
Naomi, Regina, Naomi, and Bobby.
Justin.
Yeah, and Justin. Yay, of course, Justin. Thank you, Justin. So yeah, that's going to bring us then to final thoughts. Final thoughts for E3 and the whole shebang, and we didn't even get to news. We'll just add it to next week's news, and it'll be a newsapalooza next week. But let's start with you, Matt. Final thoughts.
Next year, we're going to have to decide whether or not we want to include post and pre-show stuff, because Sony showed some pretty significant stuff in their pre-show. Nintendo showed some pretty significant stuff in their post-show. So it's almost like the showcase show is now just we're going to show you only 100% stuff that's coming out in the next 12 months and super safe. And anything else we're going to put into our post or pre-show content. So there's been a lot of news, obviously, that's popped up in the last few days outside of what happened during the pressers. While the pressers may have been somewhat lackluster and conservative, there has been some other pretty cool stuff that's come out, like Metroid 2 remake on the 3DS. A lot of gameplay of Knack 2, Vampire on PS4, some of that stuff. So I don't know if this is different because E3 is different this year, or if this is the way that they're looking at going in the future, or what it is. But yeah, and also this thing here, this is a pile of crap. I don't know why I'm buying it. It's horrible.
Oh, is Secret Empire which one? 2?
That was 3? Number 3. That was issue 3. I have issue 4. I just picked up today. I don't know why.
So the last reveal on 3. Is that not the most insane thing that they can never justify ever?
Pretty much.
I can't even fathom how they can explain that he's playing a long con there.
I don't know. It's all very confusing because they don't seem to want to commit either way, and which makes it pointless.
Yeah. Right. Agreed. All right then. Dave, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I was right about Race and Destruction Set. That's.
I knew that was going to be what your final thought was.
Just saying. Man. I don't know why you don't trust me over Wikipedia.
There are a lot of reasons why I don't trust you over Wikipedia.
But I'm right.
Okay. My final thoughts. E3 was very interesting this year. Had a lot of fun covering it. A little taxing, but I actually am questioning whether or not E3 press conferences need to be a thing anymore. If they're going to just do the safe route, then I don't see a need or a reason to continue putting the money and expense into a produced stage show. Just everybody go the way of the E3 of the Nintendo. I mean, this is another way that Nintendo is actually ahead of the curve. What am I saying?
Yeah, that's insane, dude. But that's true.
Yeah. And the more I think about it, I think Sony saved all its good stuff for experience. You know, that's just what they're going to do now. Is they'll do the stuff in the next 12 months in E3, and then their big stuff and their long term will be at experience.
And when's that one?
December.
Okay, so we have a while.
December in LA again. So yeah. That's going to bring us to the part of the show where we leave you with a sage piece of wisdom to carry you through the week.
Run now, run fast.
Hey, Dave.
No, don't leave me.
How did the frog die?
He croaked.
Nope.
Exposure to the elements.
No, he committed suicide. Until next week, game on.
A moment of silence for the death of humor.
Yeah, that wasn't even close to being... That wasn't even a pun.
He committed suicide.